And here we go. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to BWTM Online, in association with Round for Round Boxing. Don't forget to rate, subscribe, leave your comments, and please share the video. We really appreciate it. Okay, so we're going to be talking about a big fight that's recently been announced. And that fight is with... No, it's with Dillian White versus Oscar Rivas. Well. Well, that's what I'm going to keep saying. Well. Remember when I told you that the fight with Lucas Brown was leading us to nowhere, take us to Joseph Parker, from Joseph Parker has now led us to fighting Joe Chisora. Now we're fighting Oscar Rivas. Oh dear. These gambles that Dillian White keeps taking, I hope this is not the one that backfires in his face. Now, Oscar Rivas, they say he failed an eye test. Or either he failed it, or he's got a problem with his eye. I sincerely hope this is the case for only in the sense for Dillian White's gamble. Oscar Rivas is small as a heavyweight, yes, but he can punch. He can punch pretty hard, and he is pretty quick, durable, mobile, and beat Pulev as an amateur. As a professional, he knocked out the fit, active, high work rate Bryant Jennings. Now he comes against Dillian White. Historically, from what I know of Dillian White, from what I've seen of Dillian White, he likes to fight guys his height and taller. Guys shorter than Dillian White do tend to give him problems. I remember when he fought, I can't remember who the guy was, not Gavin. He fought a cruiserweight guy, messed him around all night, messed him around for a lot, made him look bad. I think it was the fight. He came back from surgery and he looked bad. Dillian White has improved since then, but Rivas comes with some pedigree. And I don't like this fight for Dillian White. I'm telling you now, I don't like this fight. I do not like this fight. If Rivas can see it out of both eyes, and this is a dangerous fight for no reason whatsoever. Why is Dillian White fighting Oscar Rivas? No. Yeah, it's exciting for the fans. Yeah, you're going to get paid. But you also could find yourself looking up at the lights, fighting a guy you don't need to fight. He's not mandatory. You know, you beat this guy. Where does it take you to? Number one contender? You're number one contender for WBC. Why not take a fight, a tick-along fight, and wait for your shot to fight Wilder? Why are you fighting Oscar Rivas? Dangerous fight. Dillian's best shot is his left hook. So he was able to find Lucas Brown with it. He was able to find Derek Chisora with it, and he was able to find Lucas Brown, Derek Chisora, and Joseph Parker with that left hook. That's fine. They're around a similar sort of height, 6'2", 6'3", 6'4". Rivas a little shorter, so he might slip under that left hook and be able to counter. Remember, Joseph Parker dropped Dillian White in their encounter. We've seen that Rivas can knock you out late as well. And Rivas will bring the pressure to Dillian White in a different sort of way. Dillian White's going to have to stiffen in with a jab and not allow Rivas to get close. Rivas' best way to win this fight is get up close and brawl with Dillian. And if he brawls with Dillian, he's got a good chance of landing his shots. And Rivas has got a better chance of slipping Dillian shots and countering. A dangerous fight. If Rivas' eye is less than what his vision is less than what it should be, then he might walk onto something and get tagged. But Rivas is very dangerous. I don't like this fight. I don't see the point of this fight. Money's on the table, but no, this fight should not be happening. For me, no way. He should be fighting a tick-over fight now, and no way. I think Dillian beats him up whenever he likes. Yeah, good for you, Dale. I'm glad you're that confident in this fight. I'm not that confident. You're fighting a guy who's got very good pedigree as an amateur. The only question mark about Rivas is his stamina. He does tend to puff and puff, but he went 12 rounds, was it 10 or 12 rounds with Bryant Jennings and stopped Jennings in the last round. Rivas is known as a power puncher, all action power puncher. Rivas is no bum, and just because you may not have researched Rivas, Rivas is very dangerous. I don't like this fight. I do not like this fight. I'm telling you now, I don't like it. Don't like it at all. Yeah, don't like it. Not whatsoever. I do not like any part of it. I think it's a dangerous fight. Let me bring another fight up for you. So we know now also, just give me a second. I'm going to talk about another fight to you as well. Let me try and get this up for you so you can get it. I know you're going to want me to talk about it, so I'm going to talk about it. Let me bring it up for you. Let's see if we can bring this fight up for you. Come on, let's see if we can find you. Come on, where are you? Where are you? Come on. Come on, where are you? Where are you, son? So we can get this picture up for you. The fight I'm talking about is Anthony Joshua versus Ruiz. Let's see if we can pick that picture up for you. I had it a minute ago. I don't know where it's gone now. There we go. That's what we're looking at. Anthony Joshua versus Andy Ruiz. Well, first and foremost, I'll talk about this fight. Shout out to Andy Ruiz for getting the fight against Anthony Joshua. You know, we know he's just recently having a fight. He's won. Andy Ruiz, for those of you who do not know, is also part of Round for Round Boxing, the new game coming out on PC, Xbox, and PlayStation 4. This game is still coming out. I'm just waiting for the update news, but Andy Ruiz is part of the Round for Round team. He is one of the fighters we've got signed to the game. So shout out to Andy Ruiz. And of course, I wish Andy Ruiz all the best in the fight against Anthony Joshua. That being said, it's a good fight for Anthony Joshua because fighting a guy, Ruiz wants to become the first Mexican heavyweight to become champion. Of course, Arreola said the same thing. Didn't work out for him. Ruiz has got fast hands. I thought he beat Joseph Parker, but of course, Parker being in New Zealand, that wasn't going to happen. And I thought Ruiz did enough to beat Parker that night. Ruiz has got fast hands, and everyone talks about his fast hands. Problem with Ruiz is this: only fights one way, and the only way Ruiz can beat Joshua, if he's going to beat Joshua, is to engage with Joshua and trade with Joshua. Otherwise, A, he's a sitting target for bombs because he's got slow feet. And the second thing is, when Joshua starts to unload them big bombs, Ruiz has got nowhere to go. He's not suddenly going to start being a fancy down and dance himself around the ring. He's got his slow feet, fast hands. So he will get caught with big bombs. He'll have nowhere to go. And you can see Joshua going through him. But the thing is, Joshua doesn't blow people out in 1 or 2 rounds. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 rounds. That's Joshua. A systematic beating, using a jab and smashing Ruiz right hand, uppercuts and hooks. So it's a fight where Joshua can look good. And the Ruiz, can he get lucky? Can he land that? Not lucky, but can he land a significant punch, that speed, and catch Joshua off guard? Is he faster than Joshua? If he's got faster hands than Joshua, possibly he can land something. I don't know. I have to study the tape further. But as far as I'm concerned at the moment, you've got to give Joshua the advantages because of, I think he's got a better boxing pedigree. And yeah, I just think he's got more diversity to his game. I think Ruiz is pretty one-dimensional in his attacks, but I'll have to look at Ruiz further. But if he's got slow feet and he doesn't move his head and he lacks defense, then he's basically Jarrell Miller 0.2, not as fat or not as big. But look, listen, Ruiz is in there. He's got a good chin. He's got fast hands and he can punch a bit. So, hey, we'll see how that works out for him. But yeah, I personally think Ruiz is a better fight than Miller, to be honest. Because we've seen Ruiz fight against Joseph Parker. We've seen Ruiz. I don't think he lost to Parker personally, so I still see Ruiz as an unbeaten fighter. He hasn't really taken a thumping or anything. Ortiz turning the fight down. Well, there could be various reasons why Ortiz turned the fight down. If Ortiz is still cycling, or he's still on something, then yeah, that's probably not good. I do know Ortiz back in there saying that was offered a fight against Bermane Stiverne back in the day. I think before Stiverne had the second fight with Wilder, Stiverne offered Ortiz to fight, and Ortiz people did not sign the contract. Ortiz did not want to fight Stiverne. So believe it or not, and they didn't want to sign the contract. So now you're hearing about the contract not being signed with Ortiz. It could be all sorts of things with Ortiz. It could be all sorts of things. You don't know what a promoter has. Remember, Ortiz once was with Matchroom. So you got to remember, you don't know what a promoter has on a fighter. So you don't know whether it's the fact that he was on PEDs. You don't know if it's the fact and he's cycling, and the fact that it's in between a cycle and he get caught by VADA if you decide to take the fight. With Joshua, you don't know if it's that. You don't know if it's the fact that you just don't know. They're going to reveal his age. You just don't know what it is that a promoter has on a fighter. And when he says he's going to expose them, it might not be a contract exposing. It could just be some tests. You don't know. You just don't know. As boxing's a dirty business. So you just don't know who knows what and what about who. You know what I mean? It's not about sometimes the straightforward cut, the straight things like, he didn't want to take the fight. And so therefore, I don't think it's always like that. I think there's always more. I think, especially in boxing, there's more to it because you've got unscrupulous characters within boxing who can't be trusted, you know, and they'll sell their mother down the river just for a quick buck. That's what it is. You know what I mean? And I said, these people will sell you bullshit. So, and like I've said in my previous video, if a man can sit in front of you and tell you that boxing fans are mugs, and a man can turn around and sit down in front of you and say in front of a press conference of people in the UK that he was once a slave master and he used to do slave contracts. When a man can say something like that, anything's possible. And there's your evidence right there. I've been saying before, people don't listen to me. People don't listen to me. But half the people that I'm talking to, they're not involved in sport the way I am, and the sort of conversation I have behind closed doors. I might not run around to this press conference, that press conference. I don't need to, but I get my information. Yeah, he got 50,000 for the Wilder fight. Who's telling you that information? Who's giving you that information? Who is giving you that information? Who's giving you that information? The same person that signed Ortiz to avoid Anthony Joshua back then. You remember that same promoter that everyone said was the best promoter in the world, best thing for Luis Ortiz. And what did he do? Luis Ortiz for who? Luis Ortiz, after beating Brian Jennings, for Dave Allen, Malik Scott. Yeah, Dave Allen and Malik Scott. That's what the best promoter in this country did for Luis Ortiz. Anything to avoid him fighting Anthony Joshua. So don't come and tell me about he avoided 500. He got paid for 500,000. Just remember when he had Ortiz on his books, what did he do with Ortiz? Don't come and tell me that crap now about 500,000. Come back and tell me what he did with Ortiz. When Ortiz was with him, when Ortiz was interim champion, when Ortiz was ranked #1 by the WBA. Remember them times? Well, don't let me take you back to them times. So don't talk to me about no 500,000. I don't listen to no crap out of the Hearns. I don't want nothing at their mouths because I don't believe anything they say, not a word they say. They'll tell you any garbage, any rubbish they'll tell you. And boxing fans will suck it up like this, the gospel. So if Hearn says it, it's the gospel. Bullshit. Not gospel. Not gospel. That ain't even gospel. When did Eddie Hearn become a what they call it? A truth, justice, and the UK way? I didn't know Eddie Hearn was a preacher or pastor. I didn't know Eddie Hearn suddenly was this, no, garbage, rubbish, absolute rubbish. I don't listen to him. When he starts quoting figures and numbers, listen, this is the same guy who was telling Bermain Stavern how much he was going to get for a purse bid with him and Povetkin before the purse bid was even announced. This is the same guy that turned around and told Carl Frampton that he would be nothing, and he had to go through Sky to be to become a world champion or to be a superstar in boxing. Well, that was garbage. Frampton left him, and he went where? This was the same guy that turned around one day and said that Scott Quigg was a better Carl Frampton was a better fighter than Scott Quigg. And as soon as he signed Scott Quigg, he turned around and said that Scott Quigg was a better fighter than Carl Frampton. This guy will say anything to put bums on seats. That's his job. So he'll talk any sort of rubbish. Any sort of rubbish he will talk. Any rubbish he'll talk. When he said, yeah, Dillian White was going to fight Anthony Joshua. That was garbage because he flipping out Jerome Miller kicking the football at the time on Soccer AM. When will you people not understand that this guy is full of crap? I don't listen to him. I don't listen to him. He fought Allen with no testing, same as Malik. Under what promoter? Who was the promoter at the time? So again, who comes under the promoter? Who was the promoter at the time? And why did he fight in Monaco? Why was that fight in Monaco? What was going on in Monaco at the time? Was he all above board? What was going on in Monaco? Would you know that? Maybe you don't know that. I know people that do know that. So that's another story altogether. But my point to you is this: listen carefully. Do not just listen to Eddie Hearn and the garbage that comes out his mouth. Do your own research. Do your own research. Do your own research. Don't just say, oh, well, Eddie said it. It's the truth. Do your research. So that's why I leave it as that. Just look at how he's treated Dillian White. The same promoter. He can't get his man a world title fight. Couldn't get him a fight against Wilder. Couldn't get a fight against Joshua. How many times has this man lost purse bids? How many times? Really? Come on. Look at how he messed up Kell Brook's career. Brook was going with career nice and steady, build him up, made him into world champion. And then what did he do with him? Few fights later, threw him in against Golovkin. And then after that, stuck him in against Spence. That's how much he cares. So I don't want to hear nothing what that man's got to say. I don't listen to his interviews. I don't listen to anything. So I ain't interested in what he's got to say. Not interested. Not interested. If I want to find information, I'll listen to a trainer. If I want to hear information, I'll listen directly to a fighter. And I'll speak to fighters. Just because they're not on the channel, it doesn't mean I'm not talking to them. Right? Don't listen to the garbage that comes out of that man's mouth. Why do people feel that Eddie Hearn is more entitled to a privilege than anybody else? I don't get it. I don't understand it. I don't understand. I just don't get it. It just comes up with absolute crap. Bullshit. I don't get it. I'm sorry. I don't want to listen to more about him. Dillian has again accused Joshua publicly of juicing. I know. Of course they know he's a threat to AJ. They want to swerve that fight. AJ, I'm not being funny. The faster AJ gets beat now, the better. And the reason why I say that is this. If AJ gets beat, the heavyweight division gets exciting again because we can have somebody who's prepared to fight people. Do you know what I mean? AJ's not prepared to fight anybody. You know what I mean? It's all business now. All business. You know what I mean? So the faster this boy gets beat, the better. I'm not being disrespectful to AJ. I just don't like how he's been managed as a fighter. It's horrible. You know what I mean? The sooner he gets beat, the better. Do you know what I mean? And then whoever it is who's got the belt, I hope he goes in for a unification bout. I hope, this is what I hope. I hope, see how Charles Martin was? That he sold the belts? I hope to God somebody beats AJ and they sell the belts to Wilder. I pray that happens. I pray that happens. Because out of the three of them, the one that I think is genuinely wants to fight everybody is Wilder. He's the man who genuinely wants to fight. Because you look at everyone else's follow-up fights. Look at Fury's follow-up fight. He's fighting Tom Schwartz. Look at Wilder's follow-up fight. Mandatory against Brazil. Look at Dillian White's next fight. Rivas. Look at Joshua's fight. Jerome Miller. What ranking was Jerome Miller before the fight was announced? Who did Jerome Miller beat? Who did Jerome Miller beat? And in fact, Andrew Ruiz got beat by Joseph Parker, who Joshua beat. You know? Anyway. All the stuff that Barry Hearn is saying re-emphasizes the crap. It re-emphasizes what Bashir's been telling you for ages about racism in boxing. And I could pull some names out right now in the UK. Racist as hell. I'm telling you. So Barry Hearn coming out with that crap with the slave driver stuff and slave master stuff. That's not surprised in the slightest. Not surprised. That's a bit harsh. He's fought Vlad. Hold on. Vlad was 2 years past his best. When Fury fought him and Fury beat him, it was past his best. 2 years later on, 2 years, Vlad ain't fought nobody, came off his couch to fight Joshua. And you're going to tell me something's great about Joshua? Come on, get out of here, man. So next, they fought Povetkin. Okay, Povetkin. How old was Povetkin? 38 years old. He fought White. White wasn't even fit. White wasn't fit and he had shoulder issues. And I told you that before the fight. Way before the fight. So I'm not a Johnny come lately. So let's see him fight Josh Dillian now. Joshua dodging that 365 VADA testing. He hides in Dubai when he's cycling. Well, there we go. You got to start listening to these people when they're talking. Listen to these people who are talking. Do you know what I mean? But remember, AJ's big business and his big money. So when you start talking that crap, you're messing around with people's money. So say what you want about Jerome Miller, but I can assure you what he was saying about Joshua in that press conference did not help his cause whatsoever. So, yeah, and if I ever get a chance to talk to Jerome Miller's manager, that's going to be one hell of an interview. But anyway, as I close, I would like to invite you to check out a few interviews on the channel. First of all, I want to shout out to Boxing IQ, Hendon with Xavier Miller. For those of you who enjoyed my punching or my pad work with James Ali Bashir, you can see it on BWTM Sports. You've got a little bit more for you to watch this time. I did I think 3 or 4 rounds with Xavier Miller on the pads, jabs, right hands, uppercuts, hooks. I know Marky B enjoyed that, so that's on there. So there's that's on the channel. Also check out Yusuf Kamari. Check that video out. Also check out Adrian Redmond. Check out the interview I did with him. Very interesting, Man United supporter. Great interview. Check that out. Check out Xavier Miller, who, well, according to Adrian, he believes that Khan quit. Have a listen to why he thinks Khan quit. Check out Yusuf Kamari, unbeaten. He sparred with Joe Cordino. He sparred with Ricky Burns, 8-0, unbeaten. So he's coming for those boys as well. So check him out. Xavier Miller, check out why he thinks that pad work basically is a waste of time and overrated as a trainer. Check that out. Of course, check out his pad work with myself working with him. And check out my interview with Michael Hunter when he was in the sweepstakes to be fighting Anthony Joshua. Check out Vlad Tsarenko, his thoughts on Dubois versus Joyce and Tsarenko lead up to the fight. And also check out the mini feature we did with Tsarenko and James Ellis-Bashir, the pad work between the two. It's a very interesting insight into how a world-class legendary trainer trains a heavyweight fighter. So all that stuff for you to look out on the channel. Okay, so check all that stuff out on the channel. And also check out James Ellis-Bashir and insider's look at Usyk versus the world. So Usyk versus previous heavyweight greats and Usyk in the modern era. So you can have a listen to that interview as well. It's all on BWTM Online. And as soon as I can friggin' get this camera to work properly, we'll be in 4K. So that's it from me. I hope you've enjoyed the videos. Again, please rate, subscribe, leave the comments. But more importantly, please do share the video. Thank you for your subscriptions. I think we're getting about 250 to 300 subscriptions a day. So we really appreciate the subscriptions and the support. But when you're subscribing, please make sure you hit the notification button so you know when we're live on these shows. Right, I'm going to get the hell out of here. Thank you as always. Alex Hughes. All right, we'll check him out. Once again, as always, shout out to Andrew Ruiz, part of the Round for Round team, in the new boxing game that's coming out shortly. Round for Round Boxing. Check it out, www.roundforroundboxing.com. This has been BWTM Online. Rate, subscribe, leave your comments. We're out of here. Take care.